to VAGARTH. Our fourth session today explores a dimension that quietly influences some of our most important decisions, yet is rarely discussed in formal spaces: intuition. Intuitive edge for business and love. Invites us to reflect on how inner awareness, emotional intelligence, and self trust can shape choices in leadership, enterprise, and personal relationships. We are pleased to welcome Anuradha Shukla, author of The Intuitive Edge, a DIY tarot guide for smarter decisions in love and business. Can we have a big round of applause? Anuradha Shukla brings with her over 9 years of experience in Bangalore, where she worked closely with the placement office, international relations, and international admissions. Prior to this, she served as a lecturer in marketing at Weigan and Lay College. She also spent 5 years living and working in China as an IT journalist, with her writing published in leading international platforms such as PC World and TMC Net USA. Her professional journey spans education, journalism, global engagement, and intuitive leadership. Through her book, she presents intuition not as mysticism, but as a reflective and practical tool, one that complements logic and data in both business decisions and matters of the heart. Joining her is Rashmi Bhargava, a corporate HR leader turned entrepreneur and one of the Central India's most respected voices in leadership and organization. Development. After transitioning into entrepreneurship in 2025. She's currently the CEO of De Novo Group, one of the largest HR central for
So, good afternoon to you all. And listening to Paritosh talk about me was so beautiful and it was really me. But since the profile is mine, it has to be me. And before this, the session was about three women in a session, and somebody mentioned that we have to tilt the branch back to the center because it has been leaning for a long time towards men. And we decided we are again here to bring that balance. Three of us again. Welcome, Anuradha, from from Bangalore, a beautiful city, and welcome, Rashmi. So today, as he has already told you, we will be talking about tarot as an intuitive guide, and this is another book, Dynamic Habits by Rashmi. Before I begin the session, uh, let me share a very interesting thing about this book. This book was launched, Dynamic Habits was launched in Bhopal at Club Literati, and I was very, very keen to attend the session. And there was, I think there was some kind of mela happening, and there was a traffic jam, and I couldn't reach the session at Arira Club. And I had that regret that I have missed a beautiful session. But I realized later the book came to me instead of me going to the book. And then I realized whatever you are seeking, this is you. And that is our book and Rashmi. Yeah.
Jyoti, you made my day.
Thank you so much. And there I would have had to purchase the book.
One thing I talk about is manifestation in the book. And that was real manifestation.
Oh, yes. And as for Anuradha, I was quite intrigued. I had only heard about tarot cards being read, and many a times I was drawn to it, ki let my cards be read, and it never happened. And the moment I spoke to Anuradha, made her promise me that she would be taking out the cards for me. And only after that we spoke about whatever we are going to discuss. So, to begin with, Anuradha, tell me I have read the book, but I want the audience to know in your own words, what is this book about, all about?
Thank you so much for accepting to take a tarot reading from me. First of all, I have lived and worked in China. I went in 2008 and I was a content writer at that time. I was also an IT journalist. And there I picked up tarot. But I was busy. I was not doing tarot readings. Then after I finished my China chapter, I came back to India, began my journey at IIM, which is a very prestigious institute, and I began working in the international office. But I continued my tarot readings mostly for myself and sometimes for my close friends. So during my journey, I took some formal courses also, that was purely on a personal basis. But then I had developed a small India. I thought this book for my audience and trying to give tarot a formal shape in India, because while tarot is very popular in USA, UK, Europe, but in India it is still in a unstructured form, and people sometimes think it is some kind of black magic or something non-serious. So when they see me doing tarot, somebody who's from a business school, I have also been an IT journalist. So I feel what I am trying to do through my book is giving intuition and tarot a structured form and giving it the well-deserved respect.
I could see that after reading the book. And as I see, business leaders are gravitating towards mindfulness, journaling. So for me, I could see tarot as another tool in that frame of reference. And also you talk about intuition, that will come to you later. Because it comes through intuition, I see it as a very potential tool for all over in all the other options. Rashmi, uh, tell us something about your book, Dynamic Habits.
See, I always felt, Jyoti, that dreams are the seeds of change. Nothing, nothing grows without a seed, and no changes occur without a dream. And dynamic habits had been Because I had been speaking at various forums, and I always wanted to pen down whatever I spoke. And over the years, I couldn't do it with my busy corporate life. I just couldn't take out the time. COVID gave me that time, and I started writing the book. Tarot is a very different energy. It is very current energy. For example, you are going to have a job interview after 1 hour. Astrology cannot tell you how is the outcome of the interview going to be. Tarot can tell you based on your energy. So that is the basic difference between astrology and tarot. But one thing I say to all the people I come across, even while I am practicing it, that your action should be very important. Just because I believe in astrology or I am a tarot reader does not mean you have to stop behaving yourself in a practical way. So it is a tool, like Dr. Jyoti has just said. It is a tool to guide you where to go, what to do is ultimately your decision. So all the facts are in front of you. For example, I have to invest in the shares of Flipkart or Myntra or Coca-Cola. So you have to make it informed decisions, but tarot can help you where you can get good profit. If I'm able to explain it in some way.
It does make sense, Anuradha, because it's all our life's journeys about decision. You know, I'm reminded of a story since I'm a storyteller. एक बार बाढ़ बहुत थी and a man was praying to God कि send some help and he saw an helicopter and he kept praying and then finally when he was drowning he said I have been praying to you and you did not send help and the God said, I had sent the helicopter. You did not take an action. I had sent the boat. You did take an action. So eventually, it is all about taking action. And as I see, you talk about investing in our energy. And that comes with ridiculously small steps and taking those actions. As I was reading Rashmi's book, and I am a storyteller, there are lovely stories in the book. The book is all the concepts are beautifully explained through small stories, and that is what we glued to the book. So, take away.
First, let me tell them what the book speaks about, and then we'll correlate to a story. Uh, Before we go further, I want all of you to close your eyes for a second. Just 30 seconds. And think about a beautiful picture. Open your eyes. Tell me whether the picture was black and white or colored. Or small. Wow. Very small exercise, but large connotations. We are all human beings. We all have our thoughts. We all have our visions. And we all think about the future, right? So thought, goals, future, purpose, manifestation, think the retirement stage till from childhood to retirement stage, my book speaks all about it.
Beautiful. It is. It is. It talks about empathy. It talks about gratitude. It talks about life. It talks about manifestation, and it also talks about small habits which can lead to overall growth. I have read the book, so I know it all. But I just wanted it to come through you, Rashmi. And also, Rashmi, you have focused largely, to a large extent, on happiness, which is the for all of us. So, what do you have to say about that? Why don't you tell us a
I'll
story?
relate it to my own life. Yesterday when we were speaking, you asked me what my dreams were, right?
Yes.
So, actually, the story started when a young girl, born and brought up in Delhi, after a senior Cambridge and a English literature, finding your purpose in life is not a one-day task. It takes months and it takes years to actually get to that sweet spot. It's not easy to, but every individual has a different life, and every individual. So, who is the question, right? And then what depends on your desires and your choices. So, identifying purpose, purpose, let me tell you, is not found, it is created. Like, for example, my goal and purpose have, changed a lot in my life because what I dreamt and what I did, and goals changed, my purpose changed. I had to change my vision accordingly. So, I still expect them to keep changing. And I'll be brutally honest with you. Nobody in the world can define your purpose. Only you can do that. Yes, like till I think last 5 years, I thought everything was perfect for me. Business doing great, all the materialistic happiness, lovely children, lovely husband sitting right across, and he doesn't listen to these things. And everything seemed perfect. But then suddenly, I felt there is some void. I just told you about this void. I had, a person with a literature background who stops reading books. Isn't that bad? I said, let me get back to my. And writing books. Now, I'm excited after my first launch. I just want to write books. I said, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to write books. So the purpose, the purpose just changes.
More power to you, Rashmi, and may you write more books, and may I moderate your books, and may the audience listen to more and more from you. And yeah, I also feel chasing a purpose doesn't give you a purpose. You need to do every single thing purposefully, and that makes it worthwhile. Is my line of thought. And
But
Anuradha, I'll just come back to you. Anuradha, I want you, I have been reading the book and there are a lot of case studies. I want audience to know how you have helped somebody. You talk about relationship too in the book. How you have helped somebody, in a relationship through the tarot card. Can you tell us a small story or a case study about that?
Yes, I get many tarot reading requests from young people in say 25 plus. And there was one person, a doctor. Doctor is an educated person, we all know, MBBS person. And he broke up with his girlfriend. So over a period of 6 months, he came to me several times about where this relationship is heading. So even before I did his reading, I told him, I'll take a hypothetical name, Arun. I said, Arun, I am going to do your tarot, I'm asking you for that. But even before that, you should drop this person. Because if a relationship is not giving you happiness, and you are coming to a third person who have not met you in your whole life and asking me a question about that person is not right for you. You are just hanging on to something that is not going to last. So, but I did a tarot reading for that Arun, and of course the counterpart, the girl was also going through relationship upheaval, and I did 5 readings for him over a period of 6 months, and slowly the energy of the cards became more negative. And one fine day when he was really very unhappy and crying in front of me, so I told your that advice I gave him 6 months back, the same advice I gave, and then he stopped coming to me. And then after 1 year, he just called me and said, "You were right all the time. It was my decision. I took the courage to move on, and now I am very happy with another girl." So, from what I am telling you is that his intuition was telling him even before, this person is not right, but he listened to his own advice. I was just a facilitator.
So beautifully put, Anuradha. He, all here are just the facilitators. I think the universe speaks through us, through whatever tools. And also, since you talk about business and tarot card, a small incident when you help somebody in a business situation. Uh, Please tell us more about that.
In business situation, it is very unpredictable, especially as far as share market is concerned. But as my research paper and my PhD is on startup ecosystem, I can talk about that. I have interviewed many founders and entrepreneurs how they are deciding to invest money. So um, as I told you, I have worked in IIM Bangalore, so I've been to Singapore. I have seen the incubation centers of MIT. Even IIM Bangalore has incubation centers. So when I interview many people, they tell me that although I have two ideas of investment, of seed funding, and both two candidates are equally good, but ultimately I use my intuition to choose whether I should be funding this project or I should be funding the other project, and this has helped them. This is I'm speaking based on my research paper.
So it's listening to your inner voice in some ways, or
Yes.
the
For example, if I talk to you, you know the kind of person you get to. If I am talking to you and you sense I am lying, you will know I am lying to you, even if you have the facts correct. So this is the vibration of a person. How good, how easy you are feeling with a certain person, people go with that. Even in human resources,
true.
it is very difficult to find, actually choose. I have been in the IIM Bangalore placement committee. I've seen the placement cycles. So I've interviewed human resources based on my research paper. So they have told me sometimes a candidate is very good, and only few points are different between candidate one and candidate two. But ultimately, they will go with their gut feel, how comfortable they are with the other person, and they will go with that. So all due respect to the intelligence. So this is how leaders do that, how HR do that. This is how businesses do it.
Right. So, Rashmi, you also talk about a lot about Q in the book. I think in the similar context, it's more about emotional intelligence, how comfortable you are with your emotions. Yeah. So, Rashmi, you have written dynamic habits. Okay. What is that one habit which has helped you in your career, in your personal life, relationships? What is that one habit? You've written about a lot of things.
Pinpointing one habit won't really help. But
No, but I want.
instantly, if you want me to speak up,
Yeah.
I'll say, uh, which I still do over the years, reflection on your daily work. You ask, at night, I still say that at night, just think, whatever you did today, did it really matter? Ask these three questions. Whatever you did today, did it matter to you? Uh, you think you would like to repeat today? And does it affect others? And third thing is, did they meet your value? Did they match your value? These three things are very, very important because this will make you a better person and it will make you function in a better way.
I totally agree. It's the reflection which helps you grow, not just the experiences. And I think I'm getting a signal. Are we? The time is up. So before we wind up the session, I have one last question for Anuradha, and then of course I'll come to you and I'll just wind it up. Anuradha, how can tarot be used in our day-to-day life?
For example, if I am going through a breakup or I am looking for a job, in my and I have to appear for an interview. I take example of Flipkart or Myntra. I have to interview today. One as a writer in Flipkart and another as a category manager in Mintra. So I can take tarot cards and see the energy of the card and choose which job is going to be good for me. Because these days people, they can take up a job after 1 month or 2 months something happens and they may lose their job for certain reasons. So this is how it can help you in your job. As far as relationships are concerned, I use it personally, what the other person is thinking about me, and surprisingly the tarot cards always give me very good answer. So in that way I can develop my relationship with that person in a informed manner. Of course the energies of the card keeps on changing. I also have to change my behavior to have a good relationship, but the tarot card never changes.
I'm very curious. Did you do a tarot for me before we met? How is the energy of Jyoti? Did you do a tarot?
I will give you the example of Arun. Even before he asked me about his girlfriend, I said that person is not good for you. So even before I
Our
met
husband
you,
is sitting right across, huh?
even before I met you, I know you are a good person. You are such an accomplished person. I've seen your profile, so I know I'm
Thank you so much. And as I've told you, there are beautiful stories in dynamic habits, and particularly a story touched my heart. And that was when a man was about to die, and the God comes to.
I request everyone to please gather for the photo op. Thank you to our speakers and to all of you for being part of this session at VAGARTH. We hope this conversation encourages deeper reflection on intuition, leadership, and conscious living. Thank you so much.